Show you how to get this go-to night out on the town look. It's kind of just neutrals, warm browns, lots of sparkle in the inner corner, which I always do. I never think there's enough sparkle. It's always appropriate. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to get this.
Okay, so we're going to start with a clean and moisturized face. I'm applying Urban Decay Primer Potion to my eyelids to make my shadow stay all day long. Now we're going to be applying a warm matte brown shadow. This is Cocoa from Smashbox. And you just want to pack it on all the way up to the crease. Make sure it's on there really nice and thick. Don't worry about any fallout, we'll get that later. Now we're just going to blend it out. I'm using the blending brush from Sephora. Just make sure there's no harsh lines. I'm just going to take a nice fluffy brush. I'm going to be mixing Naked and Buck from the original Naked palette from Urban Decay, and I'm just going to put that into my crease to kind of blend out the shadow that we originally applied, add some more definition, a more smoky look. Now that that's done, I'm going to be taking a tapered crease brush, and I'm just working a matte black shadow into the outer V's of my eyes, kind of building. You can make it as dark as you'd like, but it adds a lot of definition. This time I'm going to be using Blackout from Urban Decay. Just take your time and work it in along the crease of your eye, along the lash line. And if you want to make it really smoky, you can bring it along the lower lash line as well. This time, instead of bringing the black along my lower lash lines, I'm going to be using Bronze by Smashbox. It's a nice shimmery, kind of bronzy gold color, and it adds a nice smoky effect that I like. And then going in again with my blending brush from Sephora, I'm just going to kind of blend everything together. I just want to make sure there's no harsh lines and give it a nice blurred gradient effect. And then going back in again on my eyelid with a small brush, I'm just going to add some of that bronze color by Smashbox just to the center of my eyes for a highlight, because everything we used on the eyelid was matte. I just want to add a little shimmer right in the middle. It makes the eyes look bigger, kind of stand out a little bit more. And then for a highlight, I'm just going to go in with a matte white shadow. I actually mixed a little bit of a pale pink in there as well. I'm just going to go all the way underneath the brow. I do this before I fill in my brow so I can kind of get rid of any of that white shadow later on that gets stuck in there. Then I'm just going to go back in and add a little bit more of Naked and Buck from Urban Decay right into the crease, just to redefine everything, make sure it looks clean. And then to highlight the inner corner of my eyes, which is super important, I'm taking a little bit of Sin, also from the Naked palette, and just packing it into the inner corner of my eye where my tear ducts are. And then to take care of all of that fallout and really shape the eye and the way I want it to go, I'm taking my makeup wipe and I'm just running it along the lower part of my eye, and then I kind of trace from my lash line up to where my eyebrow would go, just to make a nice kind of cat eye effect. And to start with the face, I'm going to be using a nice primer. This is Matte Perfecting Primer by Estee Lauder. It'll just make your makeup a lot smoother, it'll look better, it'll stay on longer, it won't transfer to other people's clothes when you hug them, which is always annoying. And to start with my foundation, I'm going to be going in with my L'Oreal True Match today. This is an N4 Buff Beige, and I'm applying it with my Essence of Beauty brush from CVS. And I'm using thin coats. I don't really want to cake it on, so I'm doing a little bit at a time using thin coats so I can really layer it where I need it. Make sure to get under the jawline so you don't look like you have a cake face. I find foundation always blends in a little bit easier and looks more natural if you pat it in with your fingers Just gently using your fingers, make sure to pat in and pat away all of the little lines and the creases from your foundation. Now I'm applying my concealer under my eyes and on the bridge of my nose. It's just going to get rid of any dark circles, kind of highlight your nose a little bit. And I use one that's a little bit lighter than my skin tone, just to get rid of any darkness. Then I'm going in with a fluffy brush. I'm just going to set everything with a translucent powder. Recently I've been using Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, just to make everything have a little bit more of a matte finish. Lasts a little bit longer, and I'll make it easier to apply our bronzer and blush over it. Now I'm filling in my brows. I'm using the e.l.f. eyebrow kit in medium. I'm going in with just an angled liner brush. First I do the gel part, kind of outline the shape. I lightly apply it so it doesn't get too thick. And then I'm going to go over it afterwards and apply the powder from the kit. That just kind of sets it, makes it all come together. Softens the lines that we applied with the gel. Now it's time for bronzer. I'm just going in with a smaller contouring brush and my bronzer from Physicians Formula. You just want to contour right underneath the cheekbones and the hollows of your cheeks. Then you're going to bring that up along your temples and underneath your jawline. I also like to contour my nose on the sides just lightly with the same brush. And it just gives your face a lot more of a defined look. It's great for a night out. Also slims your face a lot. And it's nice for me right now because my tan is fading, so I like to overdose on bronzer. Then I just go back in with my fluffy brush and kind of blend everything together, just so it's not super obvious where I put my bronzer. Now I'm applying my blush. I like to use a nice peachy color, either Orgasm from NARS or Fun and Games from MAC. It was limited edition, the Hello Kitty collection. Now I'm lining the inside of my eyes, both the waterline and the tight line, with a black eyeliner. I'm in love with Smashbox Limitless Eyeliner in Onyx. It stays on forever, and I have really watery eyes, so it's hard to find one that doesn't run all over, but this one is fantastic. Make sure to get the inside quarters for a really dramatic look. Now I'm using my liquid liner. This is the Super Slim from L'Oreal, and I'm just going to create a cat eye effect. I'm going to use that same line that I created with my makeup wipe earlier, and I'm just going to start from the middle and move outward and then move back into the inner corner. And then I just kind of build the line. If you do it a little at a time, it tends not to be so messy. And again, make sure you get that inner corner. That's what really defines the eyes, make them look really nice and sharp. If you make any mistakes, you can just kind of go back and blend it out with a clean brush. Now I'm curling my lashes and applying mascara. In this video I use Smashbox Full Exposure Mascara, which is brand new. I'm trying it out for the first time and I really like it. But a nice inexpensive version you can get at any drugstore is the Mega Length Mascara from Wet n Wild, and it really does the same exact thing. The only difference is that it's $2. Now the most important step, glitter. I always put glitter liner on my inner corners. I think it's so beautiful. If you're used to highlighting your inner corners, this really takes it to the next level. It's beautiful for any night out. I do it for every single show when I'm on stage. The light just picks it up. It's so beautiful. And here I'm using Glam Rock by Urban Decay, and it's one of their heavy metal liners. It's a nice, beautiful, bright silver. Now I'm applying a nice rosy pink lipstick. This is Rimmel Moisture Renew in the color Latino. And the camera doesn't really pick it up, but it's nice and pink. And I'm just applying a nice peachy gloss right over it. Just something really shiny. As a finishing step, I always apply a pressed powder. I find it kind of brings everything together, gives it a natural look, adds a little more coverage, makes my makeup last a little bit longer, and it still leaves a nice natural look. Here I'm using powder also from True Match. In the color N4. And again, with a small little brush, I'm just going to highlight the top of my cheekbones. As a little trick, I always use a shimmery eyeshadow instead of a highlighter. It saves money and time and does the same thing. This step is optional, but I think false lashes make everything better. I'm just applying a nice pair of wispy false lashes that I found in my drawer. And I'm using Duo dark eyelash adhesive. That way I don't have to go back and cover it up with a whole bunch of liner. Just dries nice and dark.